Hello everybody and welcome to a special retro edition of a weekly Waypoint. I've shown you RC Revenge and now it's time to show you Penny Racers. That's right, while everyone was playing the critically acclaimed Gran Turismo or Gran Turismo 2, my 5-year-old brain went straight to Penny Racers, the critically criticised Japan floaty controlled bad handling not very realistic collision racing game that I loved. This game is known as Koro Q overseas. Actually, specifically it's known as Koro Q64. This was a Nintendo 64 game that got a PS1 port. I'm not sure if it got a PS1 port in Japan as well, but it was released on the PS1 as Penny Racers here in the EU, and I was lucky enough to track down a copy. Listen, I own it, okay? I own it. Get away from me, Fuzz, if you're watching. It's fine, nobody watches these. I do own it though. Anyway, there were many Koro Q games released before and after this, some of them in the West, not all of them. But the only ones I really played were this one. There was literally just one called Koro Q on PS2, which I didn't like, if I remember rightly. There was also one which was based on, there was a little kind of like simi aspect to it where you were living in a town and you would drive up to people and race them in the town, and then you would go off and drive to races and stuff. I didn't play that one very much and I don't remember what it was called, but the one I played the shit out of is called Road Trip Adventure. It is a PS2 game. It is a PS2 classic for PS3, so if you want to experience it, I highly recommend that you go out and grab it on your PS3 before the PS3 stores get shut down in a couple of months. Get it while you can. It's, again, a critically, not critically panned, but it's like a critically average kind of a game, but I love it. It's like a cross between basically this, like a PS2 version of this racing, and a full-on JRPG. Like, there's an overworld, there's characters to talk to. It's like Cars before Cars was a thing. Like you can get a job, you can earn money by driving around, you can make your own city, you can talk to other characters and get them to move into your city, and it's really good, it's really nice, and I really want to go back and play it right now, but I can't without plugging my PS3 in, and that's a faff, so this is the next best thing. I haven't played Penny Racers for years and years and years, probably not since I was like 10. I've spent the last couple of days going off on a massive nostalgia trip. If you go to my channel, you will see that I've made a playlist called Kritigri's PlayStation 1 games, and I'm working on one called Kritigri's PlayStation 2 games, and it's basically where I go and I find a full play for every single game that I owned, just so that I've got a record of it somewhere. And I've also written up a blog post on the PS1 one so far as well, which is going to come out in a week or two, in 2 weeks. I don't know why I'm saying a week or two. Don't get your hopes up for next week. It's coming out in 2 weeks, but it's where I do a quick little summary. I throw up a video of each game, the video I found of each game, of a full play of each one of those, and I do a quick little talk about, you know, what that game meant to me, basically. And in the process of doing so, I was like, oh yeah, I should put Penny Racers on there, and I was watching a YouTube video of Penny Racers, and I was like, oh my god, yes. And by the way, there's things I could do to make this look better and not just be like boxed in 5x4, but I kind of just wanted to keep it as it was. I don't know how it would react to being forced into widescreen or anything like that, so I kind of just wanted to preserve the original gameplay experience and show you exactly how it used to be. I think I'm going to get a PlayStation Classic at some point and load it up with all of my favourite games that I own. None that I don't own, just the ones that I do own, because again, as far as I'm aware, you're allowed to do this to games that you own. And to be perfectly honest, I think it's kind of weird to go back and play an old PlayStation 1 game that you never played back in its time. Games definitely do age, especially games of that kind of an era, and if you didn't play it back when it was current, I can't see it being entertaining now. I have also got Rogue Trip working, and that game controls like ass, and the frame rate is like 10 frames a second, and that's like true to the original experience too. I looked up some YouTube videos, and I still have fun in it because it's a game I played as a kid, but I cannot imagine enjoying it for the first time as someone who had never played it, playing it for the first time in 2021, you know? Although the PlayStation Classic does come with some games that I've never played before. I'll probably try Ridge Racer, and I don't think I care about the rest of them. So yeah, I'm on a big retro games kick at the minute, and up until recently, I didn't really understand all the hype behind retro gaming as like a as like, I guess I'm specifically aiming this at magazines who it's like every month they talk about retro games, or like YouTube channels where they only do videos about retro games, because I'm like, I get it as like you want to dip your toes in and have a bit of nostalgia juice, but then surely if you spend too much time in old games, then your new memories kind of overwrite your old memories to an extent, and the nostalgia kind of goes away. And while I still kind of believe that, I'm also kind of getting to this point where now that I'm 25, bordering on 26, I have some like 20 plus year old games that, like this one, that I enjoyed playing as a kid, and it's like nobody talks about them anymore because obviously I don't follow these retro gaming places, so I never see anyone talk about them anymore, and I finally understand that the beauty of like the fact that we're all on the internet now and we can find like-minded people and talk about our experiences as a kid that we thought were just like native to us, native to our childhood and our upbringing. I can find someone else who enjoyed penny races in a comment section of a full play penny races video and geek out about penny races with them. It's great. But I've been ranting on about this for a while now, and I don't want you to get the impression that I'm talking about retro games so much because there's nothing new going on. There's plenty new going on. This week, well, I'm kind of at the start of a week off, but over the last couple of days I have sunk so many hours into No Man's Sky. I talked about it a little bit last week, and I also talked about Outriders a little bit last week, which, spoilers, is the other game I've been playing a lot of. But it's just so good. Me and Reese finally got together and played some because they fixed crossplay in No Man's Sky and in Outriders, and it's just so good. I'm getting to this point in the game where I'm rich as fuck. I have really good heat protection, and I found a planet which has like superheated rainstorms where it goes up to like 150 degrees Celsius, and storm crystals come out to play, and I was just bounding around collecting storm crystals. I've got like so many hazard gel things to reinvigorate my hazard protection, and I'm basically just good to hang out there as long as I want to. I just have to keep an eye on things. And yeah, I just got so much fucking money. I got like 9 million units in about half an hour. So I've made a base there, and I've called the planet Stormageddon because of course I did. Me and Reese explored a derelict freighter, which is something I've never done in the game before, which was fun, but I don't think the rewards for it are very good. But I did enjoy exploring it with him. We also just like hung out and just played together, man. Like it's such a good game to just hang out and play together. It's amazing. I don't even remember the specifics of most of what we did. I just know that we had fun. I mean, we tried to steal some whispering eggs and failed dramatically, and we killed some pirates, and last time we played together, like a big No Man's Sky playing session, we spent most of it base building, but this feels way more fun than that, so maybe I'm just having more fun with like the non-base building aspects. Also, I'm playing it on my Series S, so I have more of a stable frame rate. Outriders with Reese was a lot of fun as well. I'm playing the Technomancer, and I really like their abilities later on. They start out with some pretty boring ones, but it's really nice to be able to sit in the back and snipe dudes while Reese is running around as a Pyromancer, trying to set dudes on fire from mid-range or close range, as you're not really supposed to be doing. But you know, sometimes shit be like that. I've just unlocked the ability that lets me summon a rocket launcher or a minigun depending on how long I hold the button down for, so that's fun. But other than that, I'm using the cryo turret thingy in the mine. I kind of got rid of the mortar because it was really hard to gauge where it was going to shoot and how effective it was going to be. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I kind of get annoyed at how often the game throws sniper rifles which aren't bolt action ones at me, because I just like the bolt action ones, and the automatic ones are okay, and the non-scope ones are just annoying. But yeah, I should hit Reese up after this and ask him if he's doing anything. By the way, just to dip back into Penny Racer's discussion for a quick second, my prevailing memory of this game is this track here, driving a bus, not a pink one, I only just realised you could customise them, but driving a bus down a tunnel and finding a secret route. There's a secret route, and I figured it out on lap 2. But yeah, I love this track. Anyway, what else is there to talk about? Speaking of racing games, Forza, there I go, Forza Horizon 3, I've decided, because the Hot Wheels Unleashed game that's coming out in September, question mark, maybe October, don't remember, looks really good. I remembered that I still haven't got to the Hot Wheels DLC in Forza Horizon 3, because if you remember a few months ago I bought Forza Horizon 3 from a third-party website because you can't buy it on the actual Xbox store anymore, and I think I got the base game for £12, and then I realised that I really wanted the Hot Wheels DLC, and there was a DLC like double pack for both expansions of the game, but that was £18. So technically I spent more on a DLC than I did on the base game. So I was like, I should probably get around to playing that DLC. So I was going to try and like upgrade all of my festivals in the main game first, because I think that's what I would typically count as like story completion, quote unquote, but you can really start these DLCs whenever you like. So I decided to just go ahead and start the Blizzard Mountain one, which is the first expansion pack of the two. I want to do a decent amount of content in that before I go into Hot Wheels, because I'll probably spend most of my time in Hot Wheels. And yeah, it's really fun. I always underestimate the more terrestrial first expansion, and by always I mean the only other time I've played a Forza Horizon game, which is Forza Horizon 4. But yeah, it's great. It's just a nice change of pace from like all of the desert, the dry desert, and the city and everything like that. It's like, what if Snowy Mountain instead? And you know what? That's a nice change of pace. That's fun. That's a good expansion pack. Well done, Playground Games. They're the ones who make Horizon, right? I'm still very intrigued about the Hot Wheels DLC though, so I probably won't spend too much time on Blizzard Mountain before I forge ahead and go into that. But yeah, it was funny, like I think it was last week, I loaded up Forza Horizon 3 for the first time in about a month and a half, and I was mid-drive somewhere, like it quick resumed me, and I was like, what the fuck? How did you quick resume a month and a half old save file? That's mental. So yeah, Forza Horizon 3, pretty fun game to be playing. Still a really good racer, still potentially better than 4. It's kind of neck and neck. It's just good to own both because it's nice to have multiple environments to drive around in. But anyway, that's going to about do it for me. Thank you for watching this video. I'm going to go either play games with Reese or play some more penny races.